Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Friday night, and we've got another guest over here tonight. Mr. Michael had to go and do some church duties tonight, so we have brought in Mr. Digging Daryl to
What
fill
up,
Michael's
guys?
shoes, and we're glad to have Digging Daryl on here. Y'all know he's a regular, and we are super excited to have Digging Daryl on the live stream with us tonight. So we hope everybody's had a great week and you're ready to talk a little bit of metal detecting. We got a couple things we're going to talk about, but let's do our shout outs, Daryl, real quick. Daryl, you want to say
Sounds good.
anything really before we get going?
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Ready for the show.
Daryl's had it a little bit rough. He hadn't been able to get out and metal detect, so he said he'll live vicariously through all of us as we talk some metal detecting. Daryl had back surgery, and he's still sort of getting over that. And we're wishing him all the best, and we appreciate him taking.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate
Yep.
him taking his time to be here with us tonight. So thank you so much, Daryl. And let's start with our shout outs. We got Mr. Old Pelon. Appreciate Old Pelon being here. He's always a good supporter of the channel. Mr. Sniffit out is in the house. Glad to have him in here as well. Mr. Tesh Ridge Digger, glad to have him. He says John Emery from Pensacola, living on Tesh Ridge in St. Martinville, Louisiana. How about that? You ever been to Louisiana, Daryl?
I've drove through there.
Yeah. I've been to Baton Rouge. I don't think I've ever been to St. Martinville, Louisiana, but I might have and didn't know it. But yeah, glad to have Tesh Ridge Digger on here. Mr. Chris is in the house. Glad to have Chris. He said, good evening, everyone. Dirty South Digger is in here. Glad to have Dirty South with us. Always super excited to have Mr. Ricky Bennett in the house. Hello, Ricky. Good evening to you. Mr. Keegan's in here as always. Glad to have Keegan with us tonight. Mr. Digging Dude from all the way up in New York. Mr. Nexus Man himself. So glad to have Digging Dude in here. MD4 Cash is in here. Glad to have MD4. Appreciate him. We got Zapper in the house. He says, howdy, folks. Glad to have Zapper.
Howdy.
Mr. Kerry Pope is in here. Always glad to have Kerry join in with us. We've got Mr. Chip O. He says, good evening, everyone. We've got Ferris Grump in that bordering state of North Carolina. Glad to have Ferris Grump in here. Mr. Buzzsaw's in here. He says, hey, guys, just got here. Glad to have you, Buzzsaw. There's my main man, Mr. Surfside Dan. Surfside Dan I believe he's getting ready to go on a metal detecting trip. Maybe he can elaborate for us and tell us what he's going to be up to. We've got Mr. 5 Mile Relic Hunter. Glad to have him on here with us. Appreciate everybody joining in. That number is going up. Don't tread on me, metal detecting. Super excited to have him. And he brought me some good information this week. I'm going to pass that along in just a few minutes, too. We got Miss Bells. Always excited to have Bells in here. We appreciate you so much, Bells, as well. And we've got Surfside Dan says spent 3 months at Fort Polk, Louisiana. So he has been to Louisiana. Bells, we got Mr. Digging Daryl with us tonight. Not Michael, but Mr. Digging Daryl. So he's filling in. He said he looks a little better than Michael. He said he's
I don't know, Michael, good looking feller. He's
yeah. You know, well, there's a few of those guys down in Texas that say Michael looks like Sasquatch.
Yeah. He's a big old boy.
Yeah, he is a big old boy. We got Mr. Yody's Finds who just showed up. Appreciate him being here tonight. And we've got Mr. Richard Pelkey. He says, hello, everyone from Vermont, all the way up north in Vermont. And we appreciate him being here tonight. So, Daryl, I know we've been talking a lot about the new Vortex update, and we're going to talk about the Garrett machine for just a few minutes, and then we'll look at some other things too, the Deus 2, talk a little bit about the Mana Core. We've got Michael who's going to be sharing his tips of the week, which we're going to make that a regular of our new Digging Deep program. And so we're going to have Michael on here, even though he's not here. He did a little recorded message for everyone, and we're going to share that to you guys as well as we got a giveaway tonight, Digging Daryl.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I won last time.
yeah. I know you won last time.
A hat and a shirt.
Gene Gilstrap won, and Gene's got his hats on the way. You got your shirt and hat. I think you told me the other day. So yeah, we love doing some giveaways as well when we can. And some of these guys are generous enough to send us some of this stuff to give away. Before we start on anything else, though, I do want to mention a little bit about one of our main supporters of our channel, and that is LMS Metal Detecting. Mr. Mike at LMS Metal Detecting. If you haven't checked out Mike's channel, he is our preferred metal detector dealer. He's down at the bottom. You can give him a call at 843-457-2795. Friendly service from Mike. Mike can get you anything. He's got a lot of great deals on metal detectors. If you're interested in a Manicore, a Deus 2, a Legend, a Noctoprod, anything, a Garrett Vortex, he's got all of those things. And if you give him a call, and let him know you saw this on Southern Relic Adventures, then he's probably might give you a little bit extra. So we'll see. And who knows what he'll throw in. But Mike does a great job, fast, friendly shipping, super guy to deal with. He lives near the beach. If you're looking for sand scoops or any of that kind of stuff too, he has some really, really nice sand scoops, some nice titanium ones. He carries Cube scoops. He can get you extreme. He has his own brand of scoops that he carries. So if any of you guys are big time beach hunters and you want a great scoop or you need a new scoop, give Mike a holler. He can definitely check you out with something really good and get you hooked up. So definitely check out Mike, LMS Metal Detecting, 843-457-2795. There's his link to his site, and there is his phone number scrolling across the bottom. And we appreciate Mike being a great sponsor of the channel. So check him out. We appreciate it. Let's see here. Tesh Ridge Digger says, yeah, I spent 6 years in Louisiana National Guard, Fort Polk, Tigger Ridge, and Pessin Ridge. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm saying those right. He'll probably correct me if I'm not. But again, Louisiana, great state. Love Louisiana. So got Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin just popped in. He says, hey guys. So, and that's good. He just popped in. So we're getting ready to talk just a little bit about the Vortex. I still have not had the chance to run it out in the field. Of course, you guys know I work during the week, and I've been back at work sort of hard and heavy. I did get to go out last weekend. You guys have seen a couple of videos that I put up. I've got some more stuff coming. Got another Manicore video, got a triple score, not the triple score video. We used it on a hunt. We're going to use the Vortex coming up on a hunt. We're going to use the Deus 2 coming up on a hunt. So we've got a lot of stuff in the hopper is what I say, Daryl. So we got a lot of content coming for you guys. If you're interested in any of those machines, you can check out those videos, as those things will be coming to you very, very soon. And I'm looking forward to it, and you guys can look forward to it as well. And I appreciate all the support. Daryl, we just crossed 13,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, on YouTube. And it's been a slow grind, but we're super excited about the audience that we have. We're excited about you guys who tune in every Friday night and then play a big role in the success of our channel and establishing a community where everybody feels welcome. And we really, really, really appreciate that. Spread the word. That's greatly appreciated. If you're looking for a membership, you're looking for anything, you can check out our membership channel too. Just get you in for a special live stream that we do once a month with our members, and get you in on some great giveaways, some inside content too that we will share on that members only membership. So if you are interested, you don't have to do it. And it's just a way of supporting us, keeps us bringing some of the stuff that you see here, as well as paying for this live stream, because this live stream is through a subscription service. It does cost money, and that helps promote that too as well. So again, if you sign up for a membership, that's where some of that's going to. If you decide you want to give a super chat or a super thank, all that goes straight back to the channel. And it's just a way of supporting a independent YouTuber like myself. So again, I appreciate all of you and really glad to have everybody here tonight. Zapper says he was in the river and found with his new kayak, found an arrowhead today. I love arrowheads. Don't you, Garen? You probably got a lot of them.
We got a lot of Indian artifacts here in the Boot Hill, Missouri. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot. So we got a lot in this area too. So let's talk a little bit about the Vortex, Daryl. The 2.07 update, I mean, from what I've seen, just playing with it out in the yard and looking at some of the other stuff that other people have been putting up to as well, I think that Garrett's on the right track. It looks like that machine is really coming around nicely. And again, there are some things that I know a lot of us have talked about on here, some things that we would love to see with that machine. Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin, he's talked with me a few times about this machine and some of the things that we noticed or seen, or some of the things we'd like to see as well. And he's been a great supporter of our channel too. And we know that it doesn't have 40 kilohertz. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably never going to have 40 kilohertz. It's never going to go up that high. To some people, that might be an issue. I think the 40 kilohertz really helps with smaller gold targets. It does help in relic hunting, which you guys have heard me say before. I think it gives you a little more unmasking capability when you can go up into those higher frequencies. This machine is not going to do that, but it still performs extremely well. I think they've got the target IDs down pat. I think the screen has got a good advantage because it's so big and wide, and you can see everything on there real easy. I think that it feels good. It's well balanced. I would like to see them add more tone options, which I've talked about, rather than just having a 3 and a 5, which I don't like. I wish they had, a 1 and a 2. I'd love to see some different audio options like pitch or depth or something along those lines. I'd like to see that audio changed a little bit to give us a little more customization. But again, this machine is not going to be a Deus 2, and it's not going to be a Manicore. I do like the addition that they did with the ticks on the screen, so you can see what you're notching out. You can see those things on the screen. I think that's a great improvement.
Doesn't that need to be broadened out a little bit more? Isn't that what people are saying?
Yeah, well, I still feel like that a lot of things, especially if you're hunting in iron, from what I've seen, everything gets drugged down into those 60s. But, I did that test, and that test basically showed a lot of the other machines doing the same thing. So I really didn't feel as bad about it once I saw it do that. There could be a little wider spread, I believe, on the silver. It's multi-frequency. We don't know what the frequencies are on these programs, but from what I'm gathering, it looks like that most of these programs are just notches more so than they are frequency changes on the Vortex. And I think that could be something that could be something that Garrett looks at maybe in a future update, to sort of give maybe another set of frequencies, because most of you guys know this that are familiar with all this talk is that usually these machines have different frequencies, and these programs are set up with a lower end and a max end. And for those of you that use the Deus 2, we have the ability to change the max level of the frequency by changing the max frequency. This machine, of course, doesn't have that, but it would be nice to have some other options maybe with the frequency levels, if that were capable. And I think it is. I don't know that for sure, but I believe they might be able to do that. So there's some things, like I said, but I think the machine works well from what I've seen. I've used it on the beach. I've used it relic hunting already, even without this update. And I do think that this update is definitely a big improvement over the last one. And I see Garrett continuing in that fashion with maybe a future update. I still think the price is a little bit too much. What do you think, Daryl? I'm sitting here talking, but what
No,
do you
you're right. I mean, as a consumer in a yeah, I think what is it, $5.99? Is that what it's
five
at right
ninety
now for the
nine?
DX9? If they had some wireless headphones, some good wireless headphones at that price, I think they'd be right there at it. But just the detector alone, I mean, I think they're a little high.
Yeah, I do
They're a little
too.
high.
And I think Garrett's hearing that. I mean, I know I've told them that, so I was honest with them. I said, "Look, I think this is a little bit too high, and maybe they'll run a package. I don't know what they'll do, but
Yeah.
it would be nice to have a set of headphones with the machine. I think that would make the machine more attractive and get sort of in that competitive range of where people will say, okay, yeah, I really like this. Now, if you're a Garrett user and you're coming from an AT Pro or you're coming from an Apex, this machine is far and above, way better than both of those other machines. I just think it just is. I think it handles EMI very well. When you run it on the beach, you don't hear any. I mean, it's quiet. I mean, it's one of the more quiet machines that I've used out on the beach. The only other machine I can think of that's as quiet as it is, believe it or not, it's the Nocta Legend and the Triple Score and those score machines. Those machines handle noise and the Salt Beach really, really well. So there's a lot of good things in the Vortex, and I think that Garrett's on the right track. I think Garrett's moving in the right direction. We'll see what else they can do with this machine. Um, some people say, well, it should have been released that way, and I feel your pain. I mean, I honestly believe they maybe could have done some things, but it is what it is. A lot of these machines, you guys know this, when they first come out, it seems like all of them have problems, and they all have things that have to be updated. It's no different than these cell phones that we get.
Yep.
It's no different than any of that kind of stuff.
Well,
Um,
it'd be a lot different if it was like the AT Pro or AT Max where they wasn't updatable.
right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that'd be a big mistake if they would have released it without being able to update.
Right. And again, and we're all going to buy what we're going to buy regardless. I mean, but there are going to be a lot of people that are going to gravitate to this machine, for the Garrett name, for they've always used Garrett products.
Made
There's
in
going
the
to be
USA.
people that basically maybe pick up this machine for the first time or pick it up and they just like the way the machine feels. They like the way it sounds. I'm not saying this machine is for everybody, but it's not a bad machine. So,
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of things that Garrett can do with this machine that we don't know about. So, let them do their work. I think the machine's going to get better. I think it's a great machine right now. For what they've done to it, I think they've improved it vastly. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I'm going to take mine out and use it and see if I can see any differences from the last time I used it on a relic hunt. But I do think that the price is still a little bit too high for a lot of people that are looking at machines when you can buy a $499 triple score or $479. You can buy a $499 Xterra Elite, but here's the thing with the Xterra Elite, you don't get headphones. They are offering a pinpointer, I believe, and then for you to get the headphones, then you got to go up another hundred something bucks. So not real sure, how that stands. The triple score, they give you headphones. They're giving you an extra coil to go with it. They're giving all this other stuff away, these accessories. Noctis just got it locked down right now, especially at that price point. And Garrett's going to have to figure out how they can compete against that. I mean, that's just where we are. So let's see. Digging Dude said, "Don't worry, prices of XP knocked in my line will go up with those 25% tariffs." Good,
It could
good.
happen.
We'll
It could
see.
happen.
Yeah, good to see. Good to see. Columbia here. Glad to have you in here, Joe Dirt. Appreciate you being here tonight. So we just talked about the Vortex, and speaking of headphones, um, when I do use the Vortex the next time, I got a pair of these Z-Link MS3 wireless headphones. So I'm real interested um, to use these because I've been using mine without the headphones. So I think I'm going to be even more deadlier with this with this new set of headphones because that's some hard hunting. I forgot how hard that was to hunt without headphones.
That's for the Vortex.
That's for the Vortex, yeah. So I'm real excited about running it. I think, again, I think that Vortex is going to do just fine hunting out in the field. I think it's going to do fine on the beach. Um, we might even test it against some other targets and things that we might hit with some other machines just to see, how it does. But I've tested it on my test garden, tested it on the blocks, and it appears to be doing okay. Running it through those tests. In fact, in some of those tests, it might have even done a little better in some instances than some of the other machines, and that could be because of the weighting of the frequency with it having that little bit lower frequency. I think it's going to be a killer machine with coins. So if you're a coin hunter, I think this machine is going to be great. And the reason why I say that is because it is, more lower weighted. So if you're a park hunter or a coin hunter, it might not be a bad idea to have this machine. So I see some good things with it coming as well. So we'll see what happens.
Will
John
the
Arlett,
will the cools off the AT Pro and AT Max, will they work
they
with
won't.
the Vortex?
They will not. Vortex is a totally, even the Apex coils will not work with the Vortex. And see, that's the other thing. I want to see them too pick up with some of these accessories. I'd love to see them get these other coils out. I think when people get a smaller coil on that machine, I think it's going to become, a lot better. I'd love to see them, have some more things to offer with it, the headphones, some other things too. And I think this machine will be right there. Other than it doesn't have that higher frequency, which that's another thing too in itself. So yeah, Digging Dude says, yeah, any word on coil? Yeah, it's going to have that. I can't remember if it's called the Viper or Raptor. I can't remember. It's one of those. So it is going to have the smaller coil with it, and I think they're going to have a bigger coil that's going to come out bigger than the 11-inch coil that they have. So all of those things are coming, but when I don't know, and we'll see what happens there. Buzzsaw says I've hunted with Garrett since the late 70s. I have the AT Pro Apex and AT Max. Still have an AT Pro. I went to the Manicore before the Christmas for the unmasking, right? And the Manicore is it's a great machine. And you guys, all you got to do is go back and watch my last hunt with the Manicore, and you'll see I'm in the thickest of iron, and that Manicore is just moving right along, just as smooth as can be, picking stuff out of the iron. So the Manicore is a great machine, but so I hope you're enjoying that as well. And nothing wrong with those older Garrett machines. I still think multi-frequency is the way you want to go with some of these things, especially in that heavy iron. But those other machines are jam up, and if you get the right machine, like Digging Dude knows, no, you can do some damage with a single frequency machine as well. And he's got a very nice Nexus machine, so I know he loves hunting with that. Jeff's Detecting Channel says, I've taken my Simplex to places I've used my Legend and found stuff I've missed. Right. And that's one of the things that I've said quite frequently on this channel is you can go back to your sites and run your machine with a different setup and you're going to find things. You can go back to your sites and you can set it up in single frequency. And guess what? You're going to find things.
Never hunt out.
It's never hunted out.
Never hunted out.
And as much as you like to think that your program, what you're using, is the end all to be all, it's not. And look, I'm just as notorious as all of you. I will stick with something and I will run it and run it and run it until I can't go no more. But I've also learned in this process is that it is really good to switch things up, run different programs, run different settings, run different, different coil sizes, run different machines, because you're always going to find something. And it's just like I was just saying, we just got through talking about the vortex. Well, I guarantee you, I can take that vortex into a site that I've hunted with the Manicore and the Deus too, and guess what? I'm going to find something with it because it's different. All these machines are not the same. They're not. We like to think we've got the best machine out on the market. Well, guess what? They all do things, and they all do things a little bit differently, each one of them. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the nature of metal detecting, isn't it, Digging Darrell?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Sure is.
yeah.
It's never hunted out. That's
No,
for
it's
sure.
never hunted out, and that's the whole thing. I can go back to a lot of my sites, and I can run these machines totally different setups. I can run it in single frequency, and I'll go in and find stuff, because that's a different setup that hasn't been used on that site. And then again, you walk over things too to go along with it that you don't realize 1 inch one way, 1 inch the other. You could miss something,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, it's so Jeff's the technical channel says, talk about the Equinox 700. Any experience? Well, I've got an Equinox 900 and great machine. I can't say nothing bad about that machine at all. I'll tell you what I really love. I love the backlight on it. I love that orange backlight. I've always been a big fan of the Equinox since the first one came out. I like the Tech coil, especially in heavy iron. I've used it and it works really well with that Tech coil.
Is that the 5x8?
It's
5x9?
actually a 5x10, I believe. Yeah,
I
it's a
had that on the 800, and that
yeah.
it was a great machine with that coil on there.
Yeah, that coil just works so good. Now that coil's heavy. You'd be amazed at how heavy that thing is. But I've used
Heavy
it,
coil.
and I know the 700 operates the same way, but I really like the 700 and 900. I have, I've had very good success with that machine, so I highly recommend the Equinox machine. So, and I used an Equinox 800 for a very long time when I had my original Deus too. Digging Dude says, out on the beach with the Rudis Versa the other day. Really like that dual mode. Yeah. And I had the Versa. I've run dual mode on the Versa. Good machine from over in Europe. You just can't get it here. But it's a good machine. The dual mode he's talking about will sort of let you hear the target, but it also lets you know the size of the target. So it's almost like having pinpoint on the whole time while you're metal detecting. Does that make sense to everybody? So it will let you know how big that target is when you get over it, and it's really precise. And
Nice.
I really like that feature on that machine. So yeah, Greg Witt says 100% agree. Yes. I just want the snow to go away. Worst winter in Massachusetts for detecting in a decade. Y'all got hit hard, and I know you're anxious to get out there, and it's going to happen. That snow's going to melt, and we're all going to do that. Yeah, Digging Dude says, I'll do a quick demo and video coming out tomorrow in dual mode. That'll be great. Yeah. Like I said, I love that machine, and I know Digging Dude's enjoying that machine. And it's a good machine. It's a little heavy. I will say that. That thing's built like a tank, like an old Soviet Union tank. It's what it's built like. So enjoy it, Digging Dude, for sure. So
Is it heavier than the CTX 3030?
I don't know. I don't think it's that heavy, but you can
That was
feel
fresh.
it really pulls on your arm big time. So I was gonna look and see if I got that machine out. There it is right there. So anyway, I have the Equinox. There's the coil I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the Equinox. That's the Equinox 900. But I like this coil. This coil does a jam up job with this machine. So yeah, really.
That cool right there, is that the same one that was with the 600 and 800? Is all of them the same?
Yeah, that coil would work with a 600 and 800
Yeah.
as well.
That's
So
good. Cool.
it is. So anyway, the vortex again, just to finish up what we were talking about with the vortex, I believe is on the right track. So be patient with it. If you got it, then enjoy it. Use it, learn it. It's going to hunt just as good as anything that you've ever used. So I can promise you that. So just go out and learn the machine. And again, I've said this 100 times too. You learn a machine, you take it out and hunt, you can do just as much damage as anybody else with any other machine. It's just the nature of the beast. And the tech is so good on the majority of these machines now that they're all good. I mean, I just hate to tell you, but they all do a pretty good job on what you're going after. And we've had this discussion quite a few times. What is the percentage of stuff that you might miss with a machine that might be considered a mid-level or mid-tier machine versus a machine that's the premier or the upper tier machines? What do you think that percentage would be, Daryl, if you had to think in your mind?
Well, it depends on if you're hunting in a real irony, but with a place that's got a lot of iron, your Manticores and your DS2s is just going to dominate something like the lower end machines. But if you're in a pretty clean field, I mean, it's probably going to be pretty equal.
Yeah,
I would
I would
think.
think it would be pretty equal too. Michael and I have had this discussion quite a few times. What are the advantages? Well, the advantages is it's just like buying a truck or a car. You pay for all those little extra bells and whistles that you get on a lot of these machines. You know, so yeah, we got max frequency on the DS2. We've got frequency shift on the DS2. We've got custom Ferris limits on the Manicore. We got a colorized screen on the Manicore. So there's a lot of things that you're paying for, settings and these other things that are bells and whistles versus some of these machines that don't have those options, but they're still good machines.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think people get so sucked into. I've got to have I've got to have an $1,800 machine, or I've got to have a $1,200 machine, or otherwise I'm not going to find anything. And it's just not that way. It's just not that way anymore. Now, it might have been that way 20 years ago, but not that way now. So that's just my opinion. You guys, again, that's just the way I think. I love the DS2. I love going out and hunting with the DS2. I've found a lot of stuff with the DS2. I found a lot of stuff with the Manicore. I found a lot of stuff already with the Vortex. I found a lot of stuff with the triple score. I found a lot of stuff with the Equinox. I mean, it's just knowing the machine, being good at it, and a good sight. A lot of that has a lot to do with it. And going out and enjoy the hobby. Don't worry about what you got. Just go out and enjoy it. Is my suggestion.
I
So,
agree 100%. I
yeah.
found a lot of stuff with an AT Pro.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, think about it. We were using other machines before this, and we were finding things, right? So
Yeah, because if I wasn't finding, over the years, if I wasn't finding nothing, I wouldn't still be doing it.
that's exactly right.
Find
And that's a good way of looking at it too. And I understand that there's some things that some of these machines are going to do better than the others, but it goes back to what I just said a minute ago. You know, you're going to see that, but I mean, is it worth that to you? That's the thing you got to ask yourself. And again, all good machines will find things. They just will, and I think all of these machines are good. It just depends on budget. It depends on your knowledge. It depends on sight. It depends on a lot of different things about how that machine's going to perform for you. And you got to make that decision. So there we go. So Don't Tread on Me says, think about how much treasure we all have missed less than a 1-inch swing. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, yeah, shout out to Layla Christian. She's on here checking us out tonight. We appreciate you, Layla. Now, go do your schoolwork. Jeff's Detecting Channel. He says, is the 700 Equinox a light machine? Um, yes, it's as light as any of the rest of them, to be honest with you. I think it comes in at right around 2.7, 2.9, somewhere in that range. I could be wrong on that, but not a heavy machine by any means. So yes, the 700 is a good machine for sure. Tesoro.
It'll get heavy when you put all them accessories on it that's available for those things.
No, yeah, it can. You can get that 15-inch coil and you can really feel what it feels like.
There's a there's a lot of accessories for the Equinox.
There are. Digging Dude
Yeah.
says, hey, the Tesoro's right. The Tesoro's find things, and it's a single frequency machine, and we've had that talk too. They're again, you're going to be good at what you know and what you feel comfortable with. And that's what it ultimately boils down to. Greg Wick says, I've always gave myself 3 to 4 years on what I was using before I bought another detector. And that might be a good rule of thumb there, Greg. I agree with you. I think if you really know a machine, because I've seen people go out when I had the Equinox and the Deus and then the Deus 2, and they're running AT Pros and they're over there digging Spanish Reals and digging Civil War bullets and all sorts of things. And why is that? Well, it's just because they know that machine. I mean, it's like the old saying. Like I said, I used to sell golf clubs, and used to be a guy that would come into my store all the time, and he would try out every golf club and hit into the net, and he would come over to me, and he would finally say, he said, you know what? He said, I've come to determination about all of this. He says, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. And that's always stuck with me, because here were all these newfangled golf clubs with big heads and everything, and he would go in there and he'd get his clubs out, and he would have the little small heads before the big headed irons and drivers came out, and he would hit them just the same. We would look at his swing speed and how far it was traveling and all that in that cage, and it was almost identical. And it was just because that's what he was used to, you know. So it's always interesting. He said Arnold's first detector was a CTX 3030. Now
Ooh,
that's a heavy machine.
that was
I'll admit that one. That one and the E-Track were the two heaviest machines I've ever laid my hands on.
that
Very,
3030 was a good machine too. Just
it
heavy.
was. It was heavy. It was very heavy.
I had one.
Very good beach machine for sure too. So there's a lot of you on here tonight. I know Digging Dude brought this up. Don't Tread on Me has brought this up to me this week. So earlier this week, I don't know how many of you are on Facebook or on some other social media platforms. Earlier this week, there was a ad that was run for the Deus 2 HF coil. Did you see it, Daryl?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah. So there was an ad. It wasn't really an ad. It was an ad. It was basically saying that you could go in and you could pre-order your HF coil. And so Don't Tread on Me and a few other people that are on here sent me that and says, hey, I'm thinking about going ahead and ordering this thing. And I'm going like, whoa, 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 hold your horses here, because I knew that I didn't know anything about it. So I got on the horn with XP, and XP said, no. They said, we have not released any prices. We have not released any update, and we have not released any ads or sent out anything to dealers or anybody yet about any of that information. And so
So it's a site that you can actually send money to.
yes. So what they're
Oh,
doing, and this is how this all came up. What they're doing is they're trying to do pre-orders, but they don't even know how much it's going to be. They don't know when it's going to be released. They don't know how many they're going to get.
yeah.
And they're asking people to give their hard-earned money to them with no guarantees of any of that. So, I get why they're doing it, but they don't know. There's a lot of unknowns out there that these people were
Yeah.
trying to get people to give money to. And I would hold off if you do see that. I would wait till XP actually releases its first ad, which I'm hoping will be very soon. I don't know a date, so I know they just told us end of the first quarter. I kept hoping it would be the end of this month, first week of March. That's what I was hoping for. Now, that's what I was hoping the ad would be released. I don't know if that's going to happen. So just again, be patient. That's all I can tell you. I mean, I wish I had more, but they pretty much told me this week that none of that stuff is ready yet for them to release. So, when they get it ready, they said that they would let me know, and hopefully I'll have one, really soon too that I can maybe show you guys because I know a lot of you are real anxious about it, and you want them to get it right. I got a feeling that they're going to have to do a software update with this. I think all of that takes time, and they want to make sure they get it right for you guys so that you have a good product in your hands when it does finally arrive. So, what are you excited about, Ding and Darrell, about seeing that
The HF cool.
HF coil?
Well, one of the things that is the battery going to be in the cooler, or is it going to be in the shaft? That's one of the questions, because a lot of us have the Steve detector rods, and
Yeah,
if that's the case, we won't be able to use it. As far as updates, I had the Deus one, and I bought the HF coil for it. I don't remember. I think it was good right out of the box, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. Do
it
you?
did. It's got it in the shaft.
Yeah, I'm talking about the performance of it. I don't think there was any updates on it, was it? To go
Yeah,
from
there was. They did
there
an
was.
update with it.
I
Yeah,
couldn't remember.
there she is.
Yeah, but I remember the battery was in the shaft.
Yeah, and this machine was the machine that to me changed my life. And I'm being honest with you when I say that. And I was so excited to get it back out and swing it a few months ago. And I'm just telling you, this is still a solid machine. And
Sure
even
is.
though, and I know a lot of people saying, well, it's single frequency,
Single frequency. Yep.
but it's a hell of a single frequency machine. I can tell you that one of the fastest machines in iron that I've had ever used up to that point. And the Deus one's still rocking and rolling. And you can take this thing out and you can still find a lot of stuff with this machine. No
That's a
question.
good machine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is solid. And you start factoring in this little HF coil with that small footprint, and you can do some damage. You can do a lot of damage with that machine. I'm sort of wishing I had the round one too, or the round
That's
HF.
that's the one I had, was the round one.
Yeah, and that's the one I had for a long time. And then when I bought my Deus 2, I ended up selling it. And I sort of wish I hadn't have sold it.
Yep.
But I did. And so yeah, so that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I wish I hadn't sold it because I love the round HF coil. That was my baby, and just I don't know, XP really. And again, I guess that's why I'm so partial. It just changed my whole way of the way I metal detect, the way I look at machines. It really was revolutionary to me, and just set me on a different path, and it made me what I am right now as far as what you guys see on YouTube and all these things. I learned a lot from that machine that made me more familiar with other machines because they were the first that were sort of doing all these things, with the reactivity, and then you had TX power, and you could change the
Pitch.
frequencies and all those things.
And that pitch tone, that.
Yes. Yeah. The pitch tone, running it in fast. That's
Yep.
all I ever used on that machine. I was really, I mean, I felt like I was really good with it. And then when the Equinox came out, then I said, oh, you know what? I got to get an Equinox. So I ended up with an Equinox. So I had an Equinox and a Deus, but I would use that Deus when I got in heavy iron. That Equinox 800 went to the side, and that Deus came out, and just go to work with it. Hunting in iron. So yeah, it was definitely just a machine that just to me changed my life and changed the way I approached metal detecting. It really did. And that was I got that machine in 2016, and I used it from 2016 up until the Deus 2 came out.
Yep.
And it had already been out for 5 years when I got it, so think about that. And that's the one thing I can say about XPs. Their machines have longevity, and I'm feeling like the Deus 2 is going to have, it's going to be a lot of things that they're going to do with the Deus 2 because they're so forward thinking in what they do at XP. And I think that's what separates them from these other companies, is that they see beyond just this machine. They're thinking about everything else that they're going to do beyond that, as well as the updates and things that they're going to do as they progress on through. So yeah, they do a lot of that, if you didn't know. So yes, the 6x9 is the best one. Yeah, Zapper said that he didn't think the round coil was as good, but I love that round coil too. I loved it. I love the 6x9 for sure. That they're both good. I mean, they are. I love both of them. Right. Don't Tread on Me said that. Yeah, it looked like a Deus one. It did. I think that's all that picture was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who knows what? We don't know what the color will be. It might not be white. It might be different. Wouldn't it be funny if they came out with a red or something crazy?
Or a blue one.
Nah, they won't do a blue. I think
They won't do a blue one.
the blue's been that blue on that Vortex has grown on me though. I sort of like it. I
Yep.
really do. I think it's a good looking machine too. Like I said, and it's balanced really well. So yeah, 6x9. Yeah, a lot of people like that 6x9. I liked it. I like it a lot. So the 6x9 definitely is a good coil. So let's talk a little bit about the Manicore, because I know you love the Manicore.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's a good machine. Which I've always been a MindLab fan and an XP Deus fan, but it's a good machine.
yeah. What do you what's one of the main, I'm gonna ask you this and we'll see what the audience says too. What's one of the main things on the Manicore that you like the most?
The simplicity of the screen.
Okay, so you like the simplicity. Okay.
Yeah,
How about
the navigation around, like the Legend is, to me, is it's difficult to navigate.
mm-hmm.
Good machine, but it's
Yeah.
just hard to navigate. And when you talk about people new to the hobby, you recommend, if somebody recommended them a Legend, it'd be tough for them to learn that. With the Manicore, for the price, if a person could afford it just starting out and they can afford it,
Right.
that Manicore is a good one because the simplicity of the screen.
Right.
It's easy.
Right. And I want to say, I don't know what MindLab's got planned. Who knows what they'll do, because they're sort of sneaky about some of the things that they do and when they do their promotions. But they go up and down on the price on that machine. Way
It's like
too much.
$500, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, right now,
$17.99 to $11, whatever it is.
$17.99, and that, to me, that's just too much. But
Yeah.
when the CTX came out, we just got through talking about the CTX, but when it came out, it was $2,300. Did you know that?
Yeah, I bought one.
Yeah.
It was like $2,400.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so we're sitting here complaining about it, but there was a machine that costs more than this. But my
Yeah.
question is that, why don't they just leave the price alone and let it be? Now, here's the other thing. We had this conversation last weekend. I still think MindLab's working on a new CTX machine, and it would not shock me if we don't see something this year from MindLab, maybe in a CTX model. Would it shock you, Daryl?
I don't know. apprehensive about that. I think they're sticking with this Manicord, maybe do some updates on it or something. But who
Yeah,
knows? If we could get Debbie on here and
yeah,
have her answer the
Debbie.
question.
I know Debbie, and I look, and I said this, and I was honest as can be. I've asked her 3 times to come on, and she's gotten back to me every single time. And she says, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna let you know, and then she
Oh
never
yeah.
gets back to me. So I don't know, like I said, if
Well,
she reaches out to me, then yeah, but I'm done reaching out to her.
I'll see her. I'll see her here next
Yeah,
month.
give her a hard time. Say, hey,
I'm
you reached
going
out
to.
to me, you never got back to
Everybody
me.
but Debbie's been on this show.
Yeah, everybody, and I'm looking forward to to possibly having Delic on here again. I know Philippe's going to come on here when we get the HF coil. So y'all will know when Philippe comes on this show. That means that HF coil is near. Just keep that in mind, and he's coming, and he's the guy.
Good.
So keep that in mind. Don't ask anybody else because they're not going to know. Don't ask Merrill, who's I don't know where Merrill's been lately, but don't ask him. Don't ask anybody else because they do not know. There's one guy that knows, and it's the guy over in France. And when he comes on this show, you guys are going to know that the coal is close. Let's just put it that way. So
And
yeah,
he promised you one, right?
he's promised me one, and he said that
Good.
when they get ready to release it, that they would be sending me one.
Good.
So, and I'm looking forward to it because I want to make videos and show you guys what I'm seeing out in the field and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully that's going to happen real soon. Um, the Key Date Kid says I wrote Mind Lab and told them I'm not happy. My Manicord depreciated $500 in 1 year, and they didn't respond. That's right.
Yeah.
He's exactly right. But I look for them to lower the price back down at some point. You wait and see. It's going to happen. So if you're waiting on a Manicord, keep checking out my buddy Mike, who is information scrolling across the bottom, and go get one whenever. Mike will get you one. In fact, I think Mike's got plenty in stock right now. So if you are interested in a Manicord, Key Date Kids on here too. Just give him a little plug real quick. Daryl, if you don't know, T-Date Kid owns Excalibur shovels, a great shovel if you're interested. He does a fantastic job, custom shovels, really high quality made here in the USA. But he can get you hooked up with a good shovel too. Go check out Excalibur shovels on their website and give them a try. If you haven't tried an Excalibur shovel, it's a great shovel to have. So
Yeah, they're nice shovels.
yeah,
They're
they
really
definitely
nice.
are. Yes, and then DCM says good one, Casey. Glad to have DCM on here. I think I might have missed him. Don't tread on me. He's definitely chomping at the bit, and I had to talk him down from. He wanted to pre-order that thing. I said, "Don't do that yet. Let's wait. It's gonna happen. Just be patient." So
What about all your? I bet even Mike has a pre-order list probably
with
right. Have you with
no.
Mike?
No, with the Deus 2, no, not with that. Not nobody has it yet because they'll let those dealers know too, and they'll usually get it maybe a few days before they drop the ad. But until then, you shouldn't be seeing anybody taking pre-orders because
Okay.
again, they don't know how many of these things they're going to get. They don't know how much they're going to be. They don't know any of that information. And why would you do that at this point? Wait, it's going to happen. And when it happens, contact a dealer like Mike or contacts whoever it is that you like to deal with, and get your name on that list if you're wanting one. But I would not order it from. And this
No,
guy was overseas too. I would not order it from anybody that I didn't really feel comfortable with or I
yeah, I
did not
wouldn't either.
know. You know,
Mm-mm.
like I said, you'll know when it's going to happen. So just be patient. It's all I can tell you guys. I wish I had more information. I know I've sort of hopped it up too. They said the end of the first quarter. Well, they got till the end of April. So we're still 2 months away if you think about it in that term. And just remember, Because like people were complaining about the Vortex, and like people complained about the Legend, and like people complained about all these other machines, except for the Deus 2, which they kept sort of in the dark. It's going to happen when it happens, and you don't want it to happen too soon and it not be ready, you know.
Right.
So let them do their job. Let them get all the things worked out on it. Make sure they got the software right. They've got all the settings set up for it appropriately. They got the battery issue solved wherever it's going to be. But we've heard it's going to be inside the coil, so that'll be interesting.
Inside the coil or the shaft?
I'm sorry, inside the shaft. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside the shaft. Key that Michael is at church tonight. Yes, he is. So I brought on another godly man right here next to me, Mr. Digging Darrell, and we're glad to have Digging Darrell with us. And we've got Mr. Bobby Short. Hey, Bobby, glad to have you in here. And we've been talking everything. Let's talk about Nocta real quick. Nothing new on the Nocta front, but I got a feeling that Nocta is going to be doing something sort of sneaky too. What do you think, Darrell?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they're coming along really good with those machines, and I don't know. I think they got something coming above the Legend for sure.
I think they're either going to release maybe a Legend 2 or a Legend
Something.
Pro, or I know this pulse induction thing she told me about back on when she came on with us, but we still have yet to see that. What's that going to be? Is it just going to be a strictly pulse induction machine, or is it going to have something special that maybe we haven't seen on any other machine before? I don't know.
Is the pulse induction machines, is that a big market for them?
Well, it is if
Because
you're
it's not around here, of course.
well, beach hunting. When these guys hunt Civil War bullets and highly mineralized dirt, a pulse induction machine will shine. You want to go really deep, those machines shine. The problem with those pulse induction machine is there is no separation. There is no there
Right.
is no discrimination. It's basically just one tone, and that's it. It's a dig and beep. I mean, beep and dig. Excuse me, and that's it. So, I don't know. Is this machine going to be any more special than the MindLab GPX machines, which are I've never used a pulse induction, but supposedly one of the best on the market. And so I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, what they've got planned. Maybe I can get them on here in the next month or two, and they can talk about some of the things they got upcoming, because I know a lot of people are curious, because the triple score is a great machine, and it's done very well. And I think they've sold a lot of those triple scores. I really do. And I've got a video coming up with the triple score too. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to be running the SC24 coil, which is the elliptical coil in some thick iron with the triple score. So stay tuned for that. It did very well. I'm just going to sort of do a spoiler alert. It did do very well. And I had fun running it. Like I said, I love running different machines, that I haven't tried on sites, and it did extremely well. CZ Digger's in here. Glad to have CZ in the house. Greg Wick says, I think Fisher's almost close to just going down under, I'm afraid. They had that, I can't remember the name of that machine that they had, the Fisher. I don't know what, I can't remember the name of it, but that's the last thing I heard from them about that PI machine. Yeah, Joe Dirt says, yeah, they're big in goldfields. You're exactly right. The Axiom, Garrett makes the Axiom, which a lot of people have raved about, that Axiom. I know Relics and Rings, who's not on here tonight. I know he really likes that Axiom a lot. Gary and the Goose says, Brian, you have to get a hold of an old White's V3i. Well, one of Mike, the guy down at the bottom, when he and I used to hunt on the beach together a long time ago, he had a V3i, and he did unbelievable with the V3i. It was really deep. It was one of the earlier machines where you could select frequencies. The only problem with that White's V3i was it was like you had to have an engineering degree or physics degree just to read the dang manual in some cases. And then the other thing was that when we hunted out on the beach with that V3i, he was always having to ground balance that machine. It never would stay ground balanced. It was sort of unstable in some cases, which really surprises me that Garrett didn't pick up on some of the things from the White's machine since they bought White's, specifically the V3i, because I think the V3i was heading in the right direction. It had a color screen too, by the way, Daryl.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, it's pretty high tech for the mid 2000s and late 2000s. I mean, it was you know, it was pretty high tech with a colorized screen and selecting frequencies and all that kind of stuff. It had all that, but man, it was, you talking about learning how to navigate. You talking about something crazy. That machine was crazy. It was the AQ Ferris Grumps. Thank you, Ferris Grump. That was the Fisher machine. Yeah, he said they're fun to run, and he enjoyed using them. I never played around with it that much, but yeah, the import.
What was the cost of one of them back then?
It was it was in that over $1,000 for a long time. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, Zapper says the triple score equals beginner's legend. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the triple score better than the legend because of the simplicity of the screen. I think you've got a lot of the same features. The only thing you don't have is you can't do the tone adjustments on the triple score like you could do on the legend. But I like the triple score. I mean, I really do, and I like the screen on it. I like the features the triple score has. Very similar to the legend, but I really do like the triple score. And Gary says 1,600. So yeah, it was a pretty pricey machine in its day. Yeah, Bobby's right. He said if you can run the V3i, you can run any machine, and that's the truth. That thing. I mean, I just remember trying to work it. He let me use it like for a little bit one day, and I was going like, I don't understand this at all. But that was when I was sort of new too, so I might understand a little more today than what I did back then. But I just remember it was pretty hard to use as well. Does the triple score have a full tones? It's got 60 tones, I believe. Is that not right? I can't remember. Let me cut it on. I'll tell you. But yeah, I believe you can run all the way up to that. So yes, it does have that, if I remember correctly.
60 tones.
Yeah, it'll go 5 tones. I know because I've run 5 tones as well. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, it'll do it, and it's got different tone options. It's got like a pitch mode and you can select different, like a 1, a 3, a 5, and so on. So it has a 2. Yeah, it has a 2. That's why I was saying the Vortex. I wish it would have something similar to it, like the triple score does, because it does have those options on it. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's really a great buy at that price. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. I can't remember if it went up to 60 or did it just go up to 5. I can't remember. Like I said, I ran it the other day, but I think I ran in 2 tones is what I had it set up in. So anyway. So Daryl, you want to do a giveaway tonight?
What you got to give away?
Ooh, I got some good stuff tonight. Some good stuff. Good stuff. So we're gonna do a little giveaway for those people that have stuck around and endured my ranting and raving. Was I too bad tonight? Was I rough on everybody tonight?
Was Aggie here tonight? I haven't seen her.
I don't think Aggie's here. I don't think she's here tonight. So let's see here.
Between me and Aggie, we've been winning a lot, so I'm not entering that.
You're not going to enter tonight? Give away Daryl. He says that we can give away you, Daryl. What do you think about that?
I ain't worth nothing. I ain't worth nothing.
So Chris brought up a good one. You know what? While I'm setting this up, we got to do Michael's tip of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Give away Daryl's Manicore since he's not using it, right?
I
Yeah.
haven't used it.
Digging dude says hit that like button. Thank you so much. Dirty South Digger says Michael's segment could be called Just the Tips. Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like it. You guys come up with some great ideas too. And he's on here. What's going on, guys? He's on here. So
Hello, Michael.
he came on right at the right time. You notice that, Digging Daryl? We start talking about him and he pops up.
Yeah, get him back on here just for the tip of the day.
Yeah. Well, we got him recorded. So
Okay.
let's hear what Michael's tips of the day are today. So y'all stay tuned. Here comes Michael's tip of the day. Here he comes.
Hello, guys. I just wanted to hop on here a minute and share my tip of the week. My tip this week is, we see a lot of testing on YouTube over elevated nails and, around our house. And that's good to see what the machines can do. But to really see what these machines can do, you need to really get out there and hunt in the iron, hunt different soil types, different locations to see what these machines can do. And sorry I'm not going to be on there this week. I had a prior engagement, but I look forward to seeing everybody next week and hope everybody has a good night.
So there we are. There was our tip of the week from Michael. What y'all think?
That was a good tip. Good tip.
We all are guilty of it. We'll sit out there and we'll play with our metal detector in the backyard. And those tests are good for, getting some general things, but ultimately it still all boils down to what goes on out in the field. And I do these tests. Y'all see a lot of people doing these tests, but these tests aren't necessarily the end all to be all. And keep that in mind. They're good for getting sort of an idea about what the machine's going to do. But just remember, we don't know what's in the ground. We don't know how the arrangement of the nails and other things that are around it. We don't know, in some cases, how much moisture's in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many variables that can affect the performance of that machine. And again, you don't know what those variables are. So keep those things in mind. What are your chances of seeing the exact same setup out in the field that you're running in your backyard with these blocks and these other things that you see? Sort of tough, that it's going to be that exact same setup. Now, can it give you an idea? Sure, it can give you an idea. But again, it ultimately boils down to how the machine really does things out in the field. And that's why we're saying that. And that's why Michael's saying what he's saying. I've seen tests that these machines, and I'll be honest with you, the Manicore was probably one of the first that I've seen do this. It did not perform in the ground the way it performed on those block tests and air tests. Did not. In fact, it was worse when you put it in the ground. So you can't totally rely on some of these tests sometimes. You got to take it out, use it, and you got to use it a lot to figure out what it's doing in some cases. Because again, I don't know what the way it's positioned in the ground. Nobody does, So you can make any claim you want with these tests or with what you're digging in the ground. Ultimately, you're the one who's going to have to decide whether you believe the machine's performing the way you think it is. So yes, it gives you a baseline. That's right. That's all it does. It gives you a baseline. But again, Gary, I've seen them go in the opposite direction too, where that baseline, I could have just thrown that thing out the window with the Manicore. It did not perform the same way that it did once you put the targets in the ground. I mean, I know that for a fact. And I don't know who tested it, but whoever tested it did not do a good job. I can tell you that, because they should have been able to see that if they would have taken that machine out in the field. And I know that for a fact. So, yeah, just leave it with that. But anyway, we got to get back to this giveaway. So, since we've been talking about the Vortex, we're going to give away, and this is a nice giveaway, Daryl. It's a nice one, and Garrett was nice enough to donate these to us for our giveaway. But we're going to give away a nice pair of Garrett gloves, and these gloves, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've got a pair, but these gloves feel fantastic. So we're going to give away a nice pair of Garrett gloves tonight, and all of us can use a good pair of gloves. But these Garrett gloves are nice; they are super, and you're going to like them. Whoever wins them, I can tell you, you're going to like them. And
Yeah, I've had a pair of them. They're good gloves.
yeah, I've got extra large, large, and medium. So if you're interested, these are the ones you're going to love. And I'm telling you, give them a try. And if you don't win, go out and buy you a pair of these things because I'm telling you, they're solid. They're a good set of gloves. Yes, Gary Holt says best test is out hunting, right? And again, you still don't know. I mean, we just said that you still don't know what's in the ground, but you learn the machine. I believe you learn a lot more from being out in the field sometimes than you do testing it over blocks or whatever. I do it too. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it, but ultimately I take it out into the field and I start using the things that I saw in the test and then trying to apply it out in the field to see if I think that's what's working. Sometimes I have to change those things, because that didn't work out in the field the way I thought it would work. It was working, on these tests. So, and it happens. It just does, but yeah, take it out in the field and use it. But anyway, we're going to give away these gloves. So our thing, let me share my screen here. I might have to do this again. Hang on 1 second. And there we are. Is hashtag Vortex. Since we talked about the Vortex and we talked about Garrett, let's do a little hashtag Vortex and get you a nice pair of all-purpose Garrett gloves. Thank you, Garrett, for doing that. We appreciate those guys as they've been super nice to us as well. So, yeah, let's win you a pair of gloves, Garrett Vortex gloves. So, join in. We got 43 people on here tonight. Somebody's going to be the lucky winner. And Digging Daryl won last week. You won on the members only live stream.
Yeah, it was members only. Yeah, members only.
Gene Gilstrap, who's not on here tonight, which I hope everything's good with Gene. But Gene won on last Friday night. So, and he won a couple of hats last Friday night. We gave away a Mind Lab hat, and we gave away a metal detecting hat from Relics and Rings, and we appreciate him doing that as well. So, Digging Dude put in hashtag beer. Oh Lord. Carrie Pope, hopefully Carrie got in. Carrie, hopefully you got in on the drawing. Win you a pair of nice gloves. These gloves are nice. So again, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all. Everybody that stuck around for the glove giveaway. And we're going to have some more giveaways from Garrett. Got some more giveaways coming from XP. So no more giveaways from Mind Lab. Mind Lab, I can't get Debbie on here to do any giveaways.
Until I see her.
Yeah, I know. You can give her a hard time.
I'm going to.
Southern Relic Adventures has been waiting on you to send him a date to come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, she'll have an answer for me, I promise you.
I know she will. She's a nice lady, too, by the way. She's really nice.
She's straightforward, too.
Oh, yeah. She's super, super nice. So, yeah, win you a pair of gloves here, Garrett Vortex gloves, so we can give those away. And like I said, they're a nice pair of gloves. Also, if you do win, let me know what size. I have extra large, large, and medium are the 3 sizes that I have. So let me know what size you would like.
Do they fit small or what? Do you know?
They're about the same as any other pair of gloves is all I can tell you. Yeah, my hands aren't massive by any means, which you can see here, but I would wear a large, but that's just me. So if you got really small hands, then I would assume the medium would work. Bobby Short says he's been lucky twice in my life. One was winning this drawing a while back, and the other, well, we can't talk about it. He said we can't talk about that right now.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's
I know what
talking
he's talking
about.
about.
Yeah, doesn't take much for sure.
Now,
So, yeah, we got these gloves to give away tonight. Jump in on the giveaway if you're just now jumping in on the live stream, and we can get you set up or hooked up with a pair of gloves. Again, I appreciate everyone for being on here tonight as we sort of roll out of here. We've got another great show coming up next week. We've got a couple of hunts that videos that we got coming this week. Check out our channel. If you are a Facebook or a Instagram or TikTok or any of those other social media platforms, check me out there. If you're interested in membership, check it out there too. You can get in with some special giveaways. We have a special live stream for our members only that we do, some content that we give away, some content that we show on the members only live stream. You get a badge too, lets you know that you're a supporter of the channel and all those great goodies. If you're interested, not saying you have to do it. If you're not doing it, then it's not the end of the world, but we would appreciate it. It supports our live streams and supports what we do. And again, it's goes straight back to the channel and helps us out in a lot of different ways. We do have to pay shipping on all of our giveaways too, by the way. And you guys know that shipping's not cheap. Is it, Daryl?
no, it ain't.
No. So yeah, so anything that goes back through a super chat, super thanks, or the membership, those things go to pay for shipping too for a lot of these things, because it usually costs me, like I shipped those hats the other day, it cost me $12 to ship those hats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just $12. I mean, so yeah, it starts adding up. I know it doesn't sound like much to some of you, but you start doing a lot of these things, you can rack up some money into it eventually. Belle says she has small hands and medium works, but I can pick up anything real fine. There you go. Yeah, I like a bite. Digging Dude says still waiting to win Michael. Michael got that knife, by the way, Digging Dude, and he loves it for sure. Green Mountain 64 says hashtag Vortex. We got 27 people in the drawing. And if you do win, then you need to shoot me an email at sransc@gmail.com. We will get your thing out to you. I will say this, sometimes I'm a little bit slow because I have to literally go to the post office. So we've got a very small post office and it closes early. I don't get off of work till 4 o'clock and it closes at 4:30. Is y'all's post office like that, Darryl?
No, we got a big post office here in Kennett.
Yeah.
No, we're good on the shipping part of it.
Yeah, my post office is just crazy. They close at 4:30 and they're only open on Saturday till 10:30. They're open from 9 to 10:30.
Well, I think ours closes at noon on Saturdays.
Yeah, it doesn't even stay up until noon. That's what I'm saying. So it's hard. I mean, it's crazy when I go to ship stuff. So y'all bear with me. If you don't get it right away, it's coming. I promise you. It just might take me a little bit because I've got to. I've even had to take off of work early to try to get to the post office before it closed, which is crazy. So there we go. So anybody else want to get in on the drawing? We're going to close this out. Going once, going twice. Thank you, Ferris Grump. I appreciate that. And that will go to the shipping of these gloves. Thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate it. As it does. Like I said, it costs money. Hats are the worst, though. When you mail those hats are expensive.
Because of the box size?
Yeah, because of the box size. That's why I like these things, like these gloves and shirts and those types. Those things are a little bit easier to ship out. So Doug Atkins got in. We got 28. All right, last call. Last call. People jumping in. We got 50 on here, Daryl. Our numbers are jumping up. People joining in for the giveaway. They know that giveaway was coming. Check out Mike, too, our preferred metal detector dealer at LMS Metal Detecting. He has a beautiful website.
His website is really good.
Yeah, he's got it laid out perfect. Yeah, and you can see everything and anything. So go check him out. He's one of the sponsors of our channel, our preferred metal detecting dealer. So definitely check him out. I think you will find his site to be very, 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 there's a lot of stuff on there. Let's just put it that way for sure. So lots to choose from. Okay. Let's do this drawing, Daryl, and let's get out of here. So we're going to do our drawing. If you win, remember, please email me your name, address, and the size gloves you want at sransc@gmail. It's down there below. You guys can see it down below Daryl, and we will get those gloves out to you, and hopefully we can get them out pretty quick. So here we go, Daryl, and good luck to everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank y'all for being a part of the show. Daryl, thank you for being a part of the show. And let's do our drawing. Here we go.
Welcome. Good luck, guys. Good pair of gloves.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We all can use some good gloves. Who's it going to be? Richard Pelkey with the win. Congratulations, Mr. Richard. We appreciate Gary Hulls put Vortex on here again. Did he not? He did. He got it. He was on here. So congratulations to Richard. Richard, shoot me your address and let me know what size gloves you think you would need. We have extra large, large, and medium. Congratulations to Richard. And Richard's a regular on here. We appreciate him. And it's always great too when that happens as well. And congratulations to Mr. Richard Pelkey. So shoot me an email, Richard. We'll get those out to you as soon as possible. And
Richard,
yeah,
them aren't cheap gloves either. They're good gloves.
No, those gloves are probably, I want to say they're probably in the $20 to $25 range. I think
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, they're nice gloves for sure. So hopefully Richard knows he won. I hadn't seen him respond. Yes, he says he needs them in Vermont. So there we go, Richard. Well, you got them, buddy.
Good deal.
He says it's cold up here in Vermont. We need some gloves.
You're gonna need more than them. If they ain't gonna keep them hands warm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you need more than that.
You're gonna need more than that.
Yeah, Greeny Meanie says print a shipping label and stick them in your mailbox. And I could do that, but the other problem I got, believe it or not, is my printer's broke here at the house. So that's the other problem I got. But we'll get them. We'll get them out real quick. Thank you, Greeny Meanie. Thank you, Bells. We appreciate you. Yes, Richard is here. Yes, he is. Still need snow shovels up here. Green Mountain says. Green Mountain 64. Appreciate him. Digging Dude, appreciate you, buddy. Congratulations, Charlie Johnson said. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, Gary. We appreciate you as well. Thank you for being here tonight, Gary and the Goose. Appreciate you. Great show as always. We appreciate that. Congrats, Richard from DCM Detects, our South Carolina boy. Appreciate him being here tonight. And Daryl, I think that's going to do it for us.
Awesome.
And
once again, congratulations on the 13,000.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a lot.
That was a big goal, and we've been a slow go getting there, and we do it the right way. We don't buy views. We don't buy subscribers. There are some people out there that do that, but we're not those people. And we just do it the old fashioned way. Getting on here, having a good time, talking with you guys, putting up videos, enjoying our hunts, and just having a good time doing it. And that's what it's all about, and digging some history. The history part of it's the most important part to me as well. So again, wishing you guys all the best for the weekend, and hopefully you get out and get some detecting. You guys that are snowed in, then tune into the channel, watch some of my videos, and maybe that'll ease your pain a little bit, but it'll probably just make you more anxious to get out. But go watch some videos. I would appreciate it. And I hope that snow melts in a hurry for you guys, and y'all will get out there. I think it's coming real soon. I think when we get through these next couple of weeks, I think we're going to see it start to begin to warm up. So
ready for spring.
Yeah, let's hope so. I hope it happens sooner than later for sure. So again, thank you each and every one of you for being here tonight. Looking forward to bringing y'all some great content. Tune into the channel. Hit that notification bell up in your upper left-hand corner, so you get notified anytime we post a video or we go live. You'll know that that's happening. If you haven't done that, that would be great. If you are interested in membership, sign up for the membership. Check out our buddy, Mr. Mike Heil, down at the bottom at LMS Metal Detecting. If you're looking for anything, check out my buddy, Key Date Kid. If you're looking for a great shovel, check him out. He's on here, and we appreciate him being a part of the channel too, as well, and tuning in with us on this Friday night. Check out Digging Daryl. He's got a channel. He hadn't really probably haven't posted much.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but
I'm fixing to get back. We got my good friend Richard Smart. He's got permission. He's working on a permission to hunt Johnny Cash's childhood home.
Oh wow,
and we're gonna do that now. Everything goes back to the museum.
Yeah,
but
that's still
yeah,
good.
we're looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so that might be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, Philippe, he don't tread on me. Says great show, Philippe. Next week, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll see. That'll be up to Philippe. Thank you, Dirty South Digger. I appreciate that, buddy. Again, all those things go back straight back to the channel, and that supports what we do. Supports the shipping for some of our giveaways. Supports the live stream, which does cost money. All of those things, and we appreciate you being a part of our show. So thank you again for the donation. We appreciate it so much. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. All right, Daryl, I'm out, buddy. Thank you again. Appreciate you for assuming Michael's role. And we'll have Michael back on hopefully next week too. And we'll have Digging Daryl back on again at some point too.
Maybe, I appreciate that. That's
maybe the next time when he comes back on, will have gotten to hunt some too. So we'll see.
Hey, I've been wearing my test guard now.
Yeah, you've been wearing that test guard now. You've been doing what Michael said don't do, Daryl.
I know. That's all I'm allowed to do right now. So
that's it. Hey, Joe Dirt Treasure, we appreciate you so much for being here. If you're getting here late, we're signing out now. Check out the replay. I think you'll have a good time. Enjoy the talk. And we appreciate you checking in with us as well. So, again, we appreciate you. We're out of here. And as always, we will catch you guys on our next adventure. Have a great, fantastic weekend. See you soon. Daryl, stick around. We'll talk for a few after the show. See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.